say it right. In the Bible, in the book of Hosea, God tells the prophet, go and marry a prostitute, which is very odd. I mean, what if your pastor got up and said that? He wanted her life to be this living, breathing, walking story of the problem and the solution. So Hosea obeys. He goes and marries the prostitute. They have some kids. They name them after stuff that God wants to whatever. She goes back. She runs off, goes back to where she came from. And the more you learn about trafficking, the more you learn kind of the reasons why. So does God say, forget it, enough of this? No. He tells Hosea, go after her, buy her back. What kind of a lesson was that supposed to teach the children of Israel? Redemption. But here's the thing. What did she do after that? The Bible doesn't say. He says he goes and he buys her back and he says, you are not going to go off anymore. You're going to stay with me for many years and you're going to be faithful to me the way I'm going to be faithful to you. And that's the last you hear of him. It's like, this is obviously not a fiction novel because we didn't have closure. But I wonder, what did she do after that? And I always thought growing up that she probably spent the rest of her life kowtowing, living under the shame of who she was and how bad she was and how undeserving she was of this. And so she served him kind of like a slave, you know? And she always just sort of hid behind that. I don't want your friends to come in and talk to me because they might find out about my past. I don't want people to remember who I was. She was still enslaved. That's the way I always pictured it. But you know, there's a verse in here, and I won't take the time to read it, but go home and read Hosea. He says, you will call me husband instead of master. And the actual literal term is, you will call me husband instead of owner. That's a human trafficking term. What if Gomer didn't care about her past anymore? What if she told her story to everybody? Look at what I did and look at what he did. He came after me. I didn't deserve it. He bought me back. What a great man. What if she was radiantly loved? What if she was just bursting with it? What would that have taught the children of Israel about their God? So here's my message to you. Change the world. Stop being so good. Stop being so great at what you do. Stop adding more things to try and prove that you're worth something. Instead, flip it right on over and start telling people the worst things about your story. Tell people, this is where I was. I was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. That song was written by a trafficker, a slave trader, who didn't care that people knew his story anymore because they wanted him. He wanted them to know the grace that he had found. It was amazing. So let's change the world by not letting it be about ourselves anymore. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, because you're still enslaved, find somebody in here that can tell you about their Jesus and how wonderful he is. He is the love of the Father that you never had. He is the husband that you long for. He is the friend that you wish you could talk to about everything. And he is the answer. So yes, let's rescue people from something bad, and let's rescue them to something good. And let's live it ourselves.